All right, this will be Warnings and Revelations 47, Part 2. Um, so one of the things when Hitler was coming into power and stuff, the land that was taken away from them after World War I and through other times in history that still had a lot of German-speaking people living in them. Hitler and many other Germans considered these areas that were taken from them and renamed and everything still part of Germany. And one of the justifications, and a lot of it he got back without ever firing a shot in the beginning. He just went in and there was no conflict. And they were seen as liberators because there was a lot of German population living there. And that's what he said. These are German-speaking people. These are German lands, and we're going back and we're taking what was taken from us. So, flash forward here in America, I don't know how many years. Those lands were taken from us. The most of the population speaks Spanish. We're gonna take these lands back for Mexico. You better think about it. You have to make a decision now, America, no matter what color you are, where you stand. The super apologetic, well, let's give California back to Mexico, whatever, or, this and that, or too naive and too stupid to realize that that's what's going to happen down the road, or, yeah, we took it. And we're going to fight to keep it. Or we took it. Yeah, okay, we'll give it back. You're not going to be left with very many choices. It's coming. You can damn well guarantee and bet your bottom dollar that when there are so many Hispanics, so many Mexicans and Guatemalans and Hondurans, and there's already way more than they're admitting are here. Way more. And somebody starts rallying them together and say, hey, screw the United States. This belongs to Mexico. You took it through war, whatever. And everyone here speaks Spanish, so we're taking it back. We'll have another war with Mexico. You understand that? A lot of you don't know your history. You think us and Mexico have been friends. And there's so many Mexicans here and this and that. No. It hasn't been like that. We went to war with Mexico. We went to war with Spain. And then we went to war with Mexico. You understand? There's a lot of bad blood on their side. Most Americans don't even think about it. But on their side, there's a lot of bad feelings, and they teach that in their schools. I know you're busy watching Game of Thrones is over. I know you're busy, doing that kind of shit and everything, and none of this stuff will matter to you. But it's gonna matter. Because like I say, whether you're white, black, or Mexican, or whatever you are in this country, there's things you're going to have to deal with coming in the future. And if you just open your eyes now and you step back and you take a look at everything, you can see it forming up. You can see it bubbling. It's not at boiling point yet, but it's getting close. And for whatever reason, there are people who are stoking those fires, pushing it that way. So whether it's coming from outside influences or inside the country, I don't know. Some grand design of these globalists who are in our government that don't give us, we'll break up the United States, we don't care, because we have plans for the whole world. I don't know. Allah knows best. I don't know. But there are definitely things in the works that are leading down a road of where everything's not going to be like you knew it to be. And it looks like they're pushing. They're gonna keep pushing until they get some kind of civil war or racial war in the United States. So, I don't get how people can just think, well, it's all good, everything's all good. Well, maybe it's lack of education that they think that way, that they can't step back and look at the big picture and say, wait a minute, what are we really talking about here? What are we talking about 10, 20 years down the road? And the more they push this, before Trump got elected, like I said, I'm an independent and a realist. So, to me, Trump was way better than Hillary. So it was just a matter, really of favoring one over the other, because I knew one really stunk. But as far as when I would talk to Republicans, oh yeah, he's going to build a wall and all this, and it's like, it's not a dictatorship, man. He can't just demand a wall without a reason. The money's got to come from Congress. They'll never give him the money. Oh yeah, he'll get it, he'll do it, and he's fighting for it. I'll admit that and everything. But all those people were like delusional that he's just going to come in and overnight, boom, it's going to be the way he said it was. And look at all the stuff they've gone after him and are doing. They're more concerned with all this bullshit than they are fixing the problems in this country. We got bridges and levees and sewer systems and electrical power grids and all kinds of stuff that needs to be rebuilt. Highways. All kinds of stuff needs to be done. And what do you see them politicians doing? They're just getting their FaceTime on TV. That's all. I'm a social justice warrior. I'm going to be on TV and get my face on TV, and I'm going to just talk trash about Trump and everything under the sun, even though we kind of already know on the legal footing we really got no place to stand, but we're still gonna make a bunch of noise and all this stuff in hopes that we can, and that's all it's about is they want to win the next election. That's it. About the political party. Doesn't matter if anything gets done in the country as long as they win the next election. And you can say that about both political parties do that stuff. But anyhow, I would tell them, number one, a wall ain't going to solve all the problems. But I'm not one of these persons that says a wall doesn't do any good either. Number one, you build a wall all the way across there. That's a lot of money. Number two, you're going to have to maintain it and guard it. Because if you think there's a spot out there on that wall where there's nothing around for 20 miles in either direction, that some Mexicans won't pull up with a pickup truck and an acetylene torch in the back and cut a hole in that son of a bitch, you're crazy. So you're going to have to man it and protect it anyway. So why not just put more manpower down there and build more detention centers and change the asylum laws and this, this deal where, well, if you have a baby here, then, it's automatically a citizen, even if the parents are both illegal. Change all that kind of stuff. Because a wall just isn't going to do it. But the more I see all this, F America and F Whitey, and this is all racist and this and everything like that, and all these people spewing all this crap. Like I said, everything you see in the news and everything is to manipulate you one way or the other. Maybe I'm being manipulated. But more and more, I'm like, where I used to be, a wall is not going to solve everything. I see the way, reports of where Mexican flags are being raised and these groups going and doing all this stuff and everything. On some of them TV programs where they go undercover and they get into the drug world really good stuff. What's it on? It's that show called Border Wars or Drug Wars, and but there's some of them where they go undercover and these drug dealers are like, got their faces covered and they got their guns and all this, and they're like, yeah, kill anybody, man, and this is my business and it's about making money and all this stuff, and they have no regard for anything or anybody and everything. The more I see that kind of stuff, so you know what? Build the friggin' wall. Build it 100 feet tall and 20 foot thick. Build it all the way across. Say, the hell with everybody. We're just going to close the whole damn border. And you got people in this go, oh, you can't do that because we got all this trade and all this. More jobs for us here, Jack. I don't know about you, but I can do without Mexican lettuce. Can grow tomatoes in Arizona and still have tomatoes in the wintertime up on the East Coast. You got that. But the more I see that maybe I'm being manipulated. Hey, that's what the mass media is to push us one way or the other. But there's a point where you say, you know what? I'm tired of hearing about racist America and how much if you're make a decision that isn't going with what somebody says, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. It's like, you know what? Screw it. Screw it. Build the friggin' wall. Close the whole goddamn thing off. Who cares? Who cares? Who says we're supposed to take care of the rest of the world? Like I said in one of the other uploads. So if China says, we got too many people, let's do what Mexico does and ship them all to America. And every week you got 1 million Chinese showing up on the West Coast. Is that going to be all right too? Where's the line? Where's the cutoff where America gets to say, you know what? We can't handle all this. We've done our part. We've made our mistakes throughout history. There's been wrong things done and inhumane things done here and there. But for a large part, we've also done a lot humanitarian wise, and contributed an awful lot of money to an awful lot of things to try and make lives of people better. So now we get to a point, hey, we need to focus on us for a while and maybe conserve some of our resources, and we need to step back and take a look at everything we're doing. So, and because we do that, all of a sudden we're the bad guys. Really? Why isn't Mexico the bad guy? Tells its own people, well, we don't give a shit. Get out of here. Why isn't Mexico? Huh? Or some of these other countries. Why aren't they the bad guys? So, anyhow, that's my rant on that kind of stuff there. But it's going to come to the point where like I said, just like Germany did and Hitler did. Hey, those people speak German. That's our territory. Pretty soon that's going to come from south of the border. Those people speak Spanish. That's our territory. We're going to have another war. It'll probably be like a proxy thing. And because I don't think any of our politicians, even if they know it's a proxy thing and this stuff is coming from south of the border, from Mexico or whatever, trying to overthrow and disrupt our borders and stuff, I don't think they'll have the balls just to say, you know what, we're going to war and we're coming to Mexico City. They won't do it. There's no decisiveness. And then even if they do it, the ones who come in after them, behind them, will second guess, oh no, that was the wrong thing to do. We shouldn't have done that. And be all apologetic again. Now, if I do something wrong or something to somebody, I have no problem apologizing to people and stuff. But there's a point where when your concerns or anything are not even being taken into effect, and You're being told you need to apologize for everything all the time, where you go, you know what, I'm tired of saying I'm sorry. I'm tired of apologizing. And that's just where the FU attitude will come in, where this country will say, you know what, screw everybody, screw all of you. We're going to close the whole damn thing off. We're not giving you any money anymore. We're not, why do we have to buy our friends around the world? Why? We don't need to do that. We have absolutely no friggin' reason. Oh, they might go to the Russians. They might go to the Chinese. Let them. Let them. Let them. Who cares? I'm not afraid if they all band together. What are they going to do? They all going to band together and then come attack this country? I don't think so. Don't think so. If they did, it'd be suicide, and they all know it. But the two political parties might as well be or in fact, in general, just life in general anymore, the way everything's being divided and everything, might as well just be like a couple that's getting divorced. Nobody can say anything that the other person is going to react positively to. Nothing. Doesn't matter. There's distrust and hatred and all this and everything has been built up so much that there's nothing anybody can say, no matter how much sense it makes, to where the other party is going to agree. Just doesn't matter. It's because it's coming from you. I don't care if it's right or true or what. It's coming from you. I'm not agreeing to that. That's what it's like. The political parties and racial relations and everything else, that's the way it seems to me. It's just like a bad divorce is what life is in America right now. So, going off on a rant there. But going back to religious type things, everyone should read Isaiah 66:23. I'm hoping that's the right verse. Isaiah 66:23. And it says, when the whole world will bow down before the Lord. Let me see. The prophets all bowed down when they prayed. Islam teaches to bow down before they pray. Could there be a connection? Your preacher's going to tell you not, but there is. You can't humble yourself before your Maker and bow down. He gave you life. He gives you the very air you breathe. Everything. You can't bow down and give thanks. What did Jesus, and the Jews are trying to redo the temple so they can do sacrifices and everything again. What did Jesus, peace be upon him, say? The blood of bulls and all this and everything isn't what he wanted. Thanksgiving is what he wanted. Some thanks. That's all. Recognition and thanks that he is the Lord who gives you everything. And he is the Lord that can give you eternal life in paradise. Just recognition for his goodness. That he can forgive you of your sins. I'm pretty sure it's Isaiah 66:23. And the whole earth will bow down before the Lord. So if you can't understand that and start doing that now, and one of the things, the animal sacrifices and stuff that the Jews did, the reason God was displeased with that was it's because they were thinking the blood of the animal was taking away sins. And that's how this whole transformation of, or what would the word be? Transvasance? No. What would it be? Where they put that on Jesus. Aha, it was blood then, so now it's blood with a man. It wasn't the blood of the animals. It was the taking care of the poor of the people. Oh, you just want to rant about not taking care of the Mexicans and this and that and everything. We've taken care of plenty of Mexicans. I've handed out plenty of money to Mexicans begging on the corners or blacks. You think what you want of me, whatever. I'm not a racist. As a matter of fact, when it comes to homeless people and stuff, I probably handed more money out to people of color than I have of white people. Because being white myself, when I see a full-grown white man able-bodied white man, standing out there all day long holding up a sign that says, "We'll work for food," I'm thinking, Jack, the whole time you've been standing here, you could have went and got a job. Why the hell you out here bothering people, trying to make them feel bad that you got a big pot belly? Is that from beer or is that from eating too much? We'll work for food. But you're good and fat. It's one thing about America, even our poor, man, obese and in bad health. But you're oppressed. Got your EBT card, can smoke your weed, drive through McDonald's, but you're oppressed. You want to see oppressed? Look over there in Africa. Look at mothers holding their dying children, eating a bowl of mush. Even though billions of dollars are poured into Africa all the time. Where's the money going? How about it, politicians? You want to check into that? But you're oppressed here. And speaking of weed, I remember the days when crack was being pushed and, the big thing, and then you had all these leaders come out and say, crack was invented by a white man to keep the black man down. Crack, well, wasn't nobody twisting your arms to take this crap, even if it was. But, and all the gangs started and stuff, and then the black communities were like, well, the police never come down here, and blah, 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 and all this and everything. So now flash forward now, right? Okay, back then it was, it was Whitey trying to keep you down, giving you them drugs. And the cops won't come down here and bust nobody because, they want us all to be hooked on them drugs and everything. What are your black leaders saying now? Legalize marijuana. There's too many black guys in prison for smoking weed. So we got to make it legal so no more black guys go to prison for smoking weed. Why isn't that scheme to be keeping you down? I wonder. You think making marijuana legal is going to do the African American community any bit of good in this country? You have your head so far up your ass it isn't funny. So far up your ass it isn't funny. Yeah, you're doing your youth a lot of good. Who's selling you on that crap? Yep. Couldn't just tell, hey, don't do weed. Say no, don't get involved in that crap. Nope. We want to make it legal. We don't want to stay away from it. We want to make it legal. Got another thing coming. All kinds of mental health problems coming in the future too. So there's the definite. This country's like going down the toilet faster than you could ever imagine. There's definite something behind all of this. We'll make drugs legal. We'll do all this. We'll make it where you can't even say boy or girl in a school and identify gender. We'll make it legal to smoke dope. Let's see what else. They already got abortion and pornography. What else are we gonna make legal? What other kind of stuff are we? Let's lower the scores now. Oh, free college for everybody. Free. It's off. It's not free. And all you highfalutin professors out there, if they ever get that free college and the socialist agenda pushed through that they want to do on everything, guess what? Say goodbye to them big fat salaries and pensions, Jack. Guess what? All you Ivy Leaguers, oh, you're a highfalutin professor of this or that, and you're pulling down whatever you're pulling over there at Oxford and Harvard and Yale and Princeton, Stanford, wherever you're at. Say goodbye to them big ass salaries, Jack. And that's another thing. We can't afford to pay our grade school teachers, but we're gonna have free college now. Hey, Congress, how about focusing on the problems at hand first? How about that? Can we do that? Can we just try and figure out basic life first before you try and ram all this other crap down our throats? Can we? Maybe then we could lower taxes. And that's the thing that people in this country don't understand. Whether they're Republican or Democrat, they're robbing you every single day. Every single day, they are robbing you. All the way from your county, all the way up through the federal tax rate system. The Congress of the United States and the Federal Reserve System and your state system are robbing you blind. And here's the thing. They're politicians, so they can rob you blind. Look, if I was to pull up on your front yard and say, hey, give me $40 out of your wallet, you'd be like, F you. But a politician can stand there and say, well, we need to raise your taxes and we're going to take it. And we're going to enforce this Obamacare and we're going to raise. But you can't see, they don't put it down to whereas there's somebody, they are physically taking what you earned. They're not showing up behind you at the bank at payday saying, hey, give me part of that check. So they don't, it's not their, they're not, so they're absolved from it. But it's no different. I mean, they think hey, I'm a politician. You can't confront me about this. You can't confront me about these decisions that we make. Hey, Jack, you're taking my hard-earned money out of my pocket. Hard-earned money that I'm out here busting my ass to try and take care of my family. You say you got the right to take it and give it to other people? Or for the space program or something? No, I don't think so. You're not taking my money no more for that. I'm going to bust you in the goddamn mouth. You understand? Because you're a thief. You can't say that to them. You understand? But that's the way it ought to be. But they don't even see it that way. Obama screwed over so many people out of so much money with that Obamacare crap. And I know there's people out there going to say, well, it was Affordable Care Act and blah, blah, blah. No, even Obama referred to it as Obamacare. Don't believe me? Watch Seinfeld, comedians getting coffee in cars. One of the first episodes he did was with President Obama. And Obama called it Obamacare. Now, if I was to go and say, hey, man, you just took an extra $400 a month out of my pocket. And I don't think it's right, and I'm going to bust you in the mouth for it. And you're not doing it to me no more. How long do you think that would last? Wouldn't, because they're protected. They can steal from you all day long and hide behind, it's the law, I'm a politician, and hide behind the law enforcement and Secret Service and everybody else who backs them. It's no different than the mob. No freaking different. Our Congress has become, and our presidents have become no different than the mob. They're just going to do what they want to do, whether you like it or not, because you can't fight back. All you can do is vote for the next bozo who's going to do the same exact thing. Period. But you are being robbed every single freaking day when you don't have to be. And that's what's sad about this country. Not enough people know that. Not enough people will wake up to that. You are being freaking, no matter what color you are, you're being robbed every single freaking day through taxes. And the money that they are collecting is not going where it needs to be. It's going for horse shit. It's going for the space program. It's going for foreign aid. It's going to support all these people coming into the country illegally. You know, the one thing with the welfare system and everything, it's like an illusion. Or Band-Aid. It covers over what's actually there. You know, during the Great Depression and stuff, you saw how bad the country was doing. But then, so now they get welfare and all this stuff and everything. Well, you don't see thousands of people out on the street and stuff. They have their welfare. You don't worry about what the unemployment rate is because you don't see all these people out on the street. They're getting government housing, they're getting welfare, they're getting food stamps, they're getting medical, all this stuff. And that's the one thing about when NAFTA went into effect. The reason why there wasn't more uproar because like people like Ross Perot said, oh, hey, all the jobs are going south of the border. I bet you look back to when NAFTA went into effect at how much of a rise there was in unemployment and welfare in this country. Just a guess. I'm guessing it went way up. So you think there's no big deal, nothing, life hasn't changed, and this and that and everything. It's because they cover it up, and we'll make more welfare and shit available. No one will catch on that we're screwing them out of all their jobs because they won't see it. They won't see thousands of people out of work and on the streets because they'll be getting unemployment checks and welfare checks and government-assisted housing and whatever else. So, way to go, Congress. Way to go, presidents, past presidents. Thank you for selling us all out. There ain't a thing in this country that can't be fixed by people. It's not rocket science, okay? It's simple things. This is what needs to be done. This is how much money it's going to cost. This is what we can afford to do. This is what we should do. Period. There you go. No, we got to have a study this. We got to have a study that. We got to do this. And we got to listen to all these people tell us that we need this other shit. And, well, we got to get involved in this war. We got to do this or else this is going to have all these foreign policy people. You know what? It's all a bunch of horse shit. All of it. All excuses to take more of your money to make you work harder and have less. It doesn't matter who's in power, Democrats or the Republicans. It doesn't matter. You're delusional if you think it's going to matter which party's in there. That tax rate has got to be totally rechanged, and our whole dealings with the Federal Reserve and all that has got to be totally changed. And our borders have to be established. And our foreign policy straightened out. It's not rocket science either. But like I tell you, every video, it's all dog and pony show. Keep the circus going. Keep it going. Keep the propaganda, the manipulation going so the same bunch of clowns can keep getting in office and lining their pockets and doing for their cronies. All right. That'll be enough of rants for tonight. I don't know, I might make one in the morning or whatever. I got plenty of time to get where I'm going, so maybe I'm on a roll. Some things happened today that kind of ticked me off too. Maybe I'll get into that, but until then, remember there's no greater thing that you can say than Allah Akbar, and also there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. May peace be upon him and his family and his followers. So we'll see you next time. Y'all be safe out there, and take care. Bye.